Hello, Steve at 79. Well, we are up to the third Housewives reunion episode, and I'm just going to do a little review of the whole reunion when we get to the last episode because I just didn't want to do each one. But some of the criticisms are that some members of the Housewives are not pulling their weight and basically aren't interesting enough to warrant being back for another season, and aren't particularly popular with the fans. And one of them was Dorit. And a lot of people are saying the only reason why Dorit is still on the show is because of PK, because he manages to say and do interesting things. And he's basically, keeping her on the show. Well, she's not going to have much problem being interesting this season because, unfortunately, yesterday, just after the Real Housewives aired, and I think during that episode she was showing her, they showed a clip of her showing her house and all her handbags and clothes and things like that, which really you shouldn't be doing because you're just letting people know what you have and where it is. I mean, yes, the part of the point of the show is to show their glamorous lifestyle, but you're kind of inviting people to covet said things. So, but apparently she moved it all anyway. But 3 men broke into her house. She was there by herself with her children. They had her at gunpoint, they tied her up, they apparently one of them said to kill her. There was apparently no attempt to actually do that, but just to hear those words when you're in that sort of situation would be incredibly traumatizing and you're there with your children. It sounds like a very horrible situation, but some cynical fans are saying this is going to keep her on the show. Some really cynical fans are saying that she staged it to get attention to stay on the show. Other people are just saying it'll make her interesting enough for another year to stay on the show because she has this to talk about, because it's not just the event, it's also the trauma that's going to come from it, and probably for children that as well. So that'll give her a storyline for at least a year. That may be true, but it is very cynical to talk about that, and also a bit unfair to suggest that she would stage that. She'd have to make her kids lie. It's just. I believe it happened. I think there's proof from the police. I haven't looked into it too deeply, but I didn't really put much weight to those sort of comments anyway. So I didn't feel like I had to go and fact check her and see, what was proven or whatever. It's just. So yeah. So there was talk that she was going to be let go, that she was boring, and now people are saying, well, she found a way to be interesting. She's got a storyline that sort of equal, or not equal, but could rival Erica Jane, because that's not going to last forever. At some point she's going to deal with the lawsuits, and they're going to deal with all the widows and orphans and accident survivors who apparently allegedly were stolen from. Eventually that will be sorted and she can go back to normal, but the show still needs storylines. They need ratings. They suffered in the ratings in the last year or so now. That's probably due to COVID. But I think there's also part of the illusion of the Housewives is being lifted because it is coming across at this point being very staged. You've got your revolving door of actresses basically playing these characters, and it doesn't feel like the early seasons where you felt like these people actually knew each other and you were looking in on their lives. It feels very much like they're casting housewives and all these sort of scenarios. So same thing with Vanderpump Rules. She'd had similar problems. But, so I don't know, I just thought it was really heartless that people were saying this and suggesting that she staged this or that. It's a good thing because she's going to, get more attention on the show and have a better storyline. But I'm fairly sure she'd rather her kids not have gone through a traumatizing experience just so she can get, some more time on a TV show that, apparently she's rich, she doesn't need the money. But yeah, it's nasty, it's cynical. It's scary. It's sad because it's kind of like when Kim Kardashian went through a similar thing and people really didn't believe her. Either they accused her of staging it, and it's pretty much proven that it happened. So I feel really bad for her. I can't imagine what that would be like, and then to have people doubt it and mock it and criticize it and make up conspiracy theories about it. It's sad, but I'm gonna go. I just needed some YouTube therapy to talk about it because it upset me that happened to her, and then it kind of upset me that people were going where I knew they were going to go. When I thought about it from I thought, oh, people are going to say she did this for attention. People are going to say she staged it. People are going to say, oh, well, she's going to get more time on the show. And then that's exactly what they did. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Yep, I'll be back to talk about the actual reunion and the final episode and that, because I think they're dragging it out. They really don't have a whole lot in this, and they're just dragging it out, and they're just milking the Eric and Jane story controversy for everything, every sort of drop they can. But yep, I'm gonna go. Bye.